I guess officially good afternoon. It is afternoon after all, right? And again, thank you to ITExpo and to Rich Tehrani for the kind introduction and the invitation that he offered us to come, and I'm honored and privileged to be among such distinguished panelists and individuals in attendance. What we would like to talk to you briefly over this lunch is this whole concept of federation that we have undertaken between Taqua, along with our partners BroadSoft and Intellipeer, which is a very innovative strategy to assist service providers to bring high-quality, unified communications cost-effectively to their enterprise and customers. To give you some context and color, I would like to share some facts and drivers that have pulled us together as a team to be able to address this exciting opportunity. As you know, death of PSTN has been talked about for many years, at least recently in the context of the Federal Communication Commission's Technical Advisory Council, which issued a report about a year and a half ago in June 2011 called Cord Cutting, and predicted that potentially by 2018 the PSTN will go away. So the jury is out, but at least there's some predictions out there. We all know about the expensive cost of associated with TDM connectivity and all the painful efforts that we collectively went through over the past 15 to 17 years in moving to an IP-based communication and also building voice over IP islands and introducing and bringing together new technologies such as media gateways, soft switches, application servers, and session border controllers. And this gave a rise to a new generation of very successful IP-based carriers and also technology vendors. This trend has gone way beyond the public networks, and now the emergence of hosted applications is enabling enterprises to migrate to IP-based communications very rapidly. Some of the adoption rates in 2009, about 21% of enterprises, and last year some report indicate that 34% of the enterprises have seen adoption of IP communication services, and this trend is real now and is no longer an imagination. So there is no doubt that unified communication is helping enterprises with their productivity. Rich media such as high-definition voice and video along with collaboration has made unified communications a very viable enterprise productivity tool. And this has then led to growth of many, many IP islands. And now the carriers that are providing these IP-based solutions have to be able to peer with each other over IP, then giving this a boost in carriers' effort to provide efficient and cost-effective peering solutions, peering architectures, and being able to completely bypass PSTN. However, we do not want to fall in the same trap of having to implement costly interconnect networking technologies due to the fact that these IP islands speak different languages. For instance, different types of video or audio codec. We want to avoid going down to the lowest denominator for connectivity and lose the fidelity and the rich experience. We want to avoid investment in expensive networking equipment for transcoding from one codec type to another in order to be able to have these islands talk to each other. We also want to assure that we have the highest level of network security as well as interoperability across various network elements. We have to also accommodate for the lowest latency for real-time communications to be able to enrich the user experience across these networks. If you're not able to bring these attributes together, we have all collectively defeated the purpose of IP-based communications. And we want to make sure this doesn't happen. As a result of these blending requirements, these whole concepts of federations are being talked about so that the islands can reliably and economically talk to each other and reach each other. There are several enterprise vendor-driven programs and initiatives out there that provide unified communication as a service. However, these initiatives, to our knowledge, lack global reach or the ability to be able to guarantee quality of connectivity since they primarily resort to public internet and in the best effort model. So having said that, so what is unique about the partnership that is present here today between IntelliPeer, BroadSoft, and Taqua? We have put a collaborative effort to develop a federation model, and we call that Federation as a Service, that will enable all unified communications enterprise users within a service provider domain to be able to reach out to others that they use the same platform in order to, in other networks, efficiently, reliably, and economically, while maintaining the highest level of quality of service over an IP/MPLS network with highly sophisticated intelligent routing with a global reachability. The network is able to carry high-definition voice and video in its native and original format and maintain, without compromising the quality of communication, the highest level of quality in audio and video format. We at Taqua are the strategic supplier to IntelliPeer, as well as being a reseller and system integrator for BroadSoft, and have developed the backbone for this application that is up and running today. With that in mind, I would like to introduce our partners to give a brief overview of their contribution to this federation and to this program. Here on the podium, we have Leslie Ferry, the Vice President of Marketing with BroadSoft. She is a veteran of internet and telephony marketing and has been in the industry for many decades. We won't mention how long. Okay. And we have Paul Nolan, Director of Service Provider Business Development with IntelliPeer, and he will be talking about the value proposition of the implementation that IntelliPeer has taken and implemented. After the brief presentations, we will have a brief question and answer period, and we invite the audience to ask questions and receive answers from the panelists. With that in mind, I'd like to invite Leslie to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thank you for the introduction. So as Payam clearly defined, we have all of these individual islands, and at BroadSoft, we're really dedicated to ensuring that we enable our customers to, we refer to it the superior user experience. And we're all focused on ensuring that employees can work efficiently and are very productive. And that's the promise of unified communications. And what's interesting in the service provider industry is that even just in the last 5 years since I've rejoined telecom after a brief stint in internet-focused companies, We've gone from these very closed, proprietary networks to being completely open. And that's a function of the speed of which technology is, the rapid pace of technology development, and the need and the desire of our services for newer services or new capabilities. So with that, we've all had to investigate new business models or new ways of doing business. And that's really what this federation is about. It's about expediting the connectivity of all of our networks that ultimately leads to the delivery of a superior user experience. So we've all experienced HD video. I can't imagine if any of us can even access standard TV anymore. I happen to be watching I'm a Virginia Tech Hokie by marriage. And as you know, we were watching one of their basketball games, and out of Roanoke, Virginia, a local TV station, so it was standard definition. And I couldn't even bring myself to finish watching the game. I just couldn't. It wasn't enjoyable. And so now I have that desire and need for HD all the time, and that's what we're going to see in the world of unified communications. And so we need to make sure that we all quickly join the Federation so that we aren't limiting our customers to that experience, that they have on one call this phenomenal experience, and then they have to go back to a less desirable experience. So that's really the purpose of BroadSoft, of continuing our dedication focus to enabling that superior experience.
Thank you. Wouldn't it be great if everyone in this room could be connected together via IP? Now, we know that as service providers, what's important to you is being able to deliver features that make you money. So a little bit about IntelliPair. We know that's an important message, but a little bit about IntelliPair. We're a premium quality provider of inbound and outbound voice traffic in North America. Our Fluent Federation, the Fluent Federation, or the Federation as a Service as we call it, it basically allows service providers to connect globally and offer multimodal services. These are the services that are going to make you money. So it's a convenient way to directly exchange both originating, terminating traffic, and the communities of interest, your federation. Taqua Federation, a BroadSoft Federation, a global federation. So IntelliPair, we have a super registry, or our technology that offers a high quality point-to-point connection between our members. And this is what allows the federation to work to interconnect and for these voice services beyond the PSTN network. Early on, IntelliPair decided that they would be a provider of high-quality voice to the industry. And the effect has gained us credibility and a leading position in the center of this telecommunications ecosystem. And because of this, we have many of the leading service providers that rely on us as a share of their communications traffic. Important to you, we address issues such as call completion, quality of service, as well as compensation issues that you may be addressing now. With over 70% of IntelliPair's network being direct connects, IntelliPair is able to bypass a number of tolls in the PSTN using the best available call path for you. We deliver a footprint to every NPA and XX throughout North America. We make our service available to everybody, to all service providers, regulated and unregulated. IntelliPair's Fluent is a federation that lets service providers and enterprises connect and offer these more value-added services. They're differentiating services, and Fluent is what makes it easy to connect across both IP and PSTN and leverage the reach of IntelliPair's IP-based platform. So service providers, you don't have to accept that losing subscribers is inevitable. With Fluent, you can offer more premium services not just retain, but grow your subscriber base. So you can quickly scale and handle traffic growth and offer seamless, low-cost interconnectivity for multimodal services. So by putting a community of interest on net, we bring IP endpoints together in a uniform way and offer enabling applications such as HD voice, HD video, services that provide new opportunities for you. Our Fluent Federation offers low-cost, unique set of service capabilities with IP communications. So simply put, we enable technologies that drive new revenue for you. And we have the highest quality and reliability on our network. So we're here, we have 3 companies, Taqua, BroadSoft, and IntelliPair. And Taqua adds reach and SIP enablement to a fantastic customer base, you. Access, providing you access to these service capabilities. Our relationship with BroadSoft is as a hosting platform where IntelliPair provides interconnection capabilities and traffic management to their subscribers. When you bring Taqua, BroadSoft, and IntelliPair together, a comprehensive federation becomes available to you. While IntelliPair offers off-net termination, the Fluent solution from IntelliPair lets you offer multimodal services to end users that are on net. We do recognize the issues providers are experiencing regarding call completion and voice quality. IntelliPair's unique Fluent service addresses those issues as well. As the federation grows and expands with new partners, IP traffic increases and scales to the demands of the community of interest while reducing TDM facility requirements, which has a significant impact to your cost. With the adoption of IP in our networks, IntelliPair's Fluent enables you to extend client applications and capabilities of your next generation network. And IntelliPair's Fluent, the federation, is what makes us unique. So with that, I'd like to bring Payam back up for a Q&A session. Payam?
So I have a couple of questions that I would like to ask Leslie and Paul. And then if there are any other questions from the audience, please raise your hand and state your question, and I'll repeat it here for the benefit of the audience. So I'd like to ask Leslie a question. If I'm a carrier that already has BroadSoft as the hosted managed service platform, what's the value of joining this federation?
It's again enabling the ultimate delivery to of the individual users a superior user experience, regardless of who the other end receiver is. So it's taking your reach from an HD standpoint outside of just your network into the global network of users. So instead of needing, let's say you had 1 million subscribers, instead of maintaining that experience just for your million, it's actually the billion of users that actually, when everyone is connected, there are over 1 billion individual users that could experience high definition voice and video.
And since the announcement of this program, what has been the reaction of your customer base?
We've been very excited by the reaction. Everyone appreciates the need and desire for this capability. We have several tests underway, and we hope to have a large group joining over the coming year.
And the next question is to Paul. And what I'd like to ask Paul is, what does IntelliPair bring into this federation from a reach perspective? You mentioned something about domestic. How about global or international presence?
Yes. So again, as I opened up, I said we want to enable you. We want to help you bring features and services that help make you money. And what IntelliPair's global network does is it really allows you to create and offer a set of services, a sticky set of services that will make your revenue not just short-term but long-term, and maintain your embedded base but grow that extensively. Again, we're looking at creating a sticky set of revenue for you through our federation. You don't want churn.
Thank you, Paul. So I'd like to, even though the lights are shining right into my eyes and I barely see, is there any question to my right? Anybody having a question that likes to ask the panelists? No? How about to my left? No? I guess the food must be outstanding. My hat's off to the chef. So let me ask a question from Leslie that has to do with network security and potentially any interoperability concerns that one may have.
Yes, that's a good question. As of course we would expect to be the first question from our customers as they connect it. And with the help of IntelliPeer, we've ensured that the ultimate security from a end-user standpoint, that is one of the benefits of actually using IntelliPeer. So we've actually addressed, it's very similar to any internet or IP-based telephony. Security is really no longer a concern. Everyone has become comfortable with the capabilities and the technology and understand that it's really, truly a secure environment.
And I have a question to Paul, and that has to do with the comment you made on the platform that is really the key engine within IntelliPeer, which is the super registry. Can you talk a little bit more about its value, its extensibility, the amount of information that you dissect within that platform and make available, and its frequency?
Sure. Yes. The IntelliPeer Super Registry basically is what provides the interconnectivity. It's a database that interconnects everybody within the Federation. All the information within the Super Registry also provides access to your endpoints and deliver the media-rich features through the Super Registry itself.
So hopefully you chewed some more on your meal. Any questions that may have come up as a result of your last bite? There's a question there. Yes, sir. World peering? Okay. Okay, and this question is to Paul? Okay. Did you get the question? So the question is, in the world of peering, how do these various peering entities connect to each other? Is that's my understanding of the question.
Well, the important part about pairing is having the connectivity of a SIP trunk. We can connect basically a federation, a community of interest through a single SIP trunk. And that's primarily the key part to having, this could be an open network, and I'm assuming you're talking about having an open federation. So this can be entirely global. There's private federations out there. We look at ourselves as enabling an open federation. So the key part here is SIP trunks, which many of you offer and we offer as well. We use, also having industry standards that we employ as well.
So just to build on the question, because we have provided the infrastructure behind IntelliPeer, a SIP trunk is not a SIP trunk, is not a SIP trunk. I mean, we connect to how many different carriers, Paul, in the network? Hundreds?
Hundreds, yes. Hundreds.
The point made by Leslie about interoperability, so we have actually assured, and we keep track of different types of networks that we connect to make sure that the parameters that we define for different type of SIP trunks are well taken care of. So if there is another peering partner shows up, we try to characterize that and make sure before we go through a full launch, we do extensive testing to make sure that trunk works efficiently and effectively. I hope that answered your question. Any other questions? Paul? Yes. Fred? Okay. The question was, is there an example of a deployment scenario that we can share and its status? Leslie, would you like to?
Sure. So we're actually in testing. As I mentioned, we announced this in October of last year, and with that, we are getting close to ending a lot of our trials and tests. I can say we have double-digit number of customers that are testing it, and we hope that soon quickly becomes triple-digit. So very soon.
So I changed my hat a little bit, and I put a service provider hat, and I will ask IntelliPeer and BroadSoft, who should I see if I want to jump on this bandwagon? And what are the typical models that are required?
So you can talk to any of your account managers at BroadSoft. All of our sales folks are well versed on the opportunity, any pricing structures or advantages that we've been able to work with IntelliPeer on. So anyone really can help you from if you have questions today, I'm here and I can help as well.
Paul, how about you?
Yes, and IntelliPeer has a booth here at the ITExpo, and we would like for you to come by and speak with us. I believe it opens at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'll be there. Many of the IntelliPeer folks will be there, and I'll be sitting here right up front for the next hour, and I'd very, very much like to meet and speak with each of you and answer any questions that were not asked during this session.
Okay. Any other questions from this side? No? I guess with that questions, we'll try to wrap up the session, and we do appreciate your attendance and the time you gave us to listen to our story on the Federation, and look forward to have you as part of this Federation. Thank you very much.